Hello! What's up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and I just got done watching Marshall. Marshall is a 2017 film that is based on the life, sort of Thurgood Marshall. It's directed by Reginald Hudlin, and the plot. The plot of the story, right, is that we see Chadwick Boseman playing Thurgood Marshall. And at first, I guess I was expecting this to be more of a biopic where you see him as a child, maybe things that happen in his life, him going to college and becoming a lawyer, and all the different cases that he's helped establishing the NAACP. But actually, this story is about him, Thurgood Marshall, taking the case on of this black man that was accused of raping a rich white woman. And the whole movie's about that case specifically. And you see that Thurgood has no choice but to work with a white Jewish lawyer because the judge won't allow for him to speak in his court. And so you see that buddy dynamic almost of Josh Gad playing the lawyer and Chadwick Boseman. They're back and forth. Chadwick's basically doing all the work, and Josh is trying to catch up to that. And the drama that went on with the courtroom and this case. I will say this. I really enjoyed this film. I did. And I guess at first, when I realized what was going on, when I saw that this wasn't a biopic and that it was just going to be more about the case. Not that I was disappointed, but I was a little surprised and like, oh, okay, so we're not going to get the life of Thurgood Marshall, because I don't really know a whole lot about the guy, so I was looking forward to maybe getting to know him or finding out about him. But that's not what this was. This was more just like, hey, let's pluck out one case that he worked on and did a lot of things for, and let's follow that particular event. And I thought that was an interesting approach, at least as far as just telling this story. Chadwick Boseman did a really good job of playing Thurgood Marshall, even though when they show the actual picture of Thurgood Marshall at the end, what he looked like in real life, looks nothing like Chadwick Boseman. I am convinced that Chadwick is just the go-to black actor to play real-life historical black figures. Why not? He was that good. I really don't blame going after him, but man, I'm sure there was other people in the casting call who was like, come on, man, I put on the weight and I did whatever I had to do to make myself look like the guy, and clearly that wasn't even good enough. No, Chadwick just he did what he did, and I thought he pulled off the role very well. You get more scenes of racism and bigotry and just hard scenes, maybe not as tough as 42 was or other movies dealing with racism, but it was there, and it was more interesting to see how a Jewish guy got the shrapnel. He got the hate as well, just because he was associated and working with a black person. I thought that dynamic was interesting. Josh Gad, he's an actor that I'm back and forth with. Sometimes I like him, other times I don't. A little too goofy at points, but this was maybe the most serious I've seen him. Sure, he has his moments of being a little silly, a little bit, but for the most part, he came off as very straightforward and felt like a real person. So I appreciated that, and I appreciated what he was bringing to the table, how reluctant he was at doing this case, but deep down knowing that it was the right thing to do. Some of the other cast, you have Kate Hudson, who plays Eleanor Strubling. She's the rich white woman that accuses her chauffeur of raping her. And Kate Hudson, why do I feel like I haven't seen her in anything in like years? I mean, maybe she has done stuff, maybe I've just missed it, maybe she's just being a mom more of the time, but it was interesting to see her in this role, because I mean, at first you don't really know the true story, but it's not too long to where you get the bigger picture of what's going on there. But Sterling K. Brown plays Joseph Spell. He's the chauffeur, he's the guy accused of rape, and he was very good in this movie. Just every one of his scenes, I bought him as this guy who was scared, who maybe held back some of the truth, but at the most part felt like a guy who was being wrongfully accused, was innocent, and you wanted to see get proven innocent, because man, You know for sure that so many black guys have been put in prison for crimes. I'm not saying that it's happened every single time, but man, let's not deny the racism going on just with James Cromwell as the judge. Brutal. It was hard to watch how much he dismissed Chadwick Boseman, how much he dismissed any of their side of the story and the facts that they presented. It was tough to break through with that. Dan Stevens plays the other attorney representing Kate Hudson. And Dan Stevens, I feel like he's in everything. This fucking guy, he's fine in this movie. Not a whole lot of character other than like he's the smug guy who's convinced he's gonna win because he's white. That's really all that his character does. And I want to mention Jussie Smollett, given all the craziness that this dude has brought. You guys have to know from Empire, the guy that pretended to get jumped because he didn't want to get fired from the show, and it became this huge ordeal. If you don't know about Jussie Smollett, look him up. I only want to mention him because he's here for the one scene, and I couldn't help but think during the whole scene that he's in, like, man, you just ruined your whole career off of that dumb thing that you did. Yeah, well. So overall, once again, like I said, I enjoyed this film. I like the acting. I like the approach, focusing on this story and this case, turning it into a courtroom drama, which I think if I knew that beforehand, I wouldn't have been thrilled or jumping at the chance to watch it. But now, having seen it, I'm glad I did. I learned a little bit more, maybe not fully about Thurgood Marshall's life and everything that he did, but certainly a snippet of some of the things that he did and the hard work that he tried to do for innocent people. Yes, I would recommend it if you haven't seen it, for sure. Let me know in the comments below if you too have seen Marshall. What did you think of it? Do you like it? Do you love it? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!